Hello everybody, this is Mr. Alma. Welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 25. We're after a 2-game home winning streak. The 6-4 Gamecocks host another one here at Williams-Brice, and it's a battle of Columbia teams as the Missouri Tigers, the 25th ranked team in the country, also at 6-4. Come to Columbia, South Carolina, as they hail from Columbia, Missouri, in the battle for the Mayor's Cup. So a big game here for our seniors for the final time here at Williams-Brice Stadium, as it is senior day. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content, as will be the Missouri Tigers starting off with the football. And the last time these two teams did battle was a couple of years ago, where the Gamecocks won 38-20. in Columbia, Missouri. We're back here in South Carolina for this one. They'll start 1st and 10 with a 4-yard loss. Bryce Reeves playing his final game here at Willie B, looking to make an impact. 2nd and 14 now. Aiden Gulliver, the Impact senior, making the start as he throws this one in the dirt. And it's now 3rd and 14. Glover underneath some pressure, just gets rid of it, but it's incomplete. And Missouri, after a 3-and-out, will punt this one away to senior Mazio Bennett, who's been very dynamic in his career. He'll field this one at his own 35-yard line as he cuts it left side. And he's going to get a block, and Mazio Bennett, just like that, is gone with a punt return touchdown. How about that for the senior? His final game here at Williams-Brice. He's got a punt return on the docket. So 7-0 South Carolina as Missouri back on offense. And this play is almost a carbon copy of their first play of the game, except this time there's a holding call on tight end James McCleskey. So that backs them up, and now it's 3rd and 1 as they're out in the pistol here. They trust the ground game as Silas Boutte will not get there. Torrey Perkins makes the tackle. Missouri will punt on this drive as well, as Jesse Ross is the punter. He's going to boot it back to Bennett, who this time will field it at his own 29. As he cuts left side, makes a cut to the right, has some open space. Mazio Bennett, can he get around the edge? He gets around one. He's got one more, and Bennett will get around the edge. 2 punts. 2 punt return touchdowns. South Carolina, electric start. And the offense hasn't even taken the field. It's 14-0. Next drive for Missouri. It's a 3rd and 10. Glover throws this one right side, and he's intercepted by Quentin Ford. What a start to this game for South Carolina. A punt return touchdown, an interception. The offense hasn't even taken the field. And they're up 14-0 at the opponent's 30. Couldn't ask for a better start as they'll begin with Wade Mann for a gain of 6 up the middle. 2nd and 4 now. Reno to throw. Looks short. Here's Biquette, the senior, who gets a 1st down on the drag pattern. And Reno already has more passing completions and yards than Aiden Glover does. 1st and 10 now in the red zone. This one going backwards as they get knocked out of it. That is Aiden Ellington on the tackle for a loss. 2nd and 12 now. Quick pass outside for Ted Martino, the Jacksonville State transfer, who gets a few. Makes it now 3rd and 5. They bring Bennett closer in the formation. Reno to throw. Looks across the middle. And he's got Martino for a touchdown. South Carolina rolling off of the strike. It's now 21-0. We're not even 6 minutes into the game yet. Next drive for Missouri. 2nd and 7. Lamb's going to blow this one up as he's had a good couple of games. 3rd and 9. Missouri trying to go no huddle. Trying to start something on offense. As Glover on the next play drops back, throws this one short, and this is going to be a nice completion and a nice run to the 33 of South Carolina, 37, excuse me. And they continue to go no huddle. So finally Missouri has a 1st down and a pass completion. But on the next play, it's a backwards run for a loss of 4. 3rd and 14 now, Glover to throw, only a 3-man rush, but time runs out and he is sacked. That is Greg Bottom, the LSU transfer, that ends that drive, and Missouri still has no points. 21-0 as South Carolina retakes the field now in their all-black today. As they get one up in the middle from Wade Mann, who again leads the country for the 2nd year in a row in rushing yards. He subs out here on 3rd down as Reno sprints to his right, looks to fire downfield, and he's intercepted. A great play by the Impact linebacker Nicholas Rodriguez, and he has his 2nd INT of the season. A good play to make that jumping grab as Reno is picked off again. Missouri has a minute 30 here to go in the first quarter, but they sit 3rd and 5. Glover, pressure, gets sacked again. Hit hard. I think that's Derek Vincent Douglas with the sack, and that'll bring us to an end of the first quarter. An exciting start for the Gamecocks, who played almost perfect ball if you take away the interception, as they lead 21-0. And they do have the ball to begin the second quarter. It's 2nd and 8 at their own 29-yard line. Trying to set up a screen out wide for Mann, who doesn't get the block, and Wade Mann will just get 4. Needed that block from Roundtree. He didn't get it. 3rd and 4 now. Reno to throw. Quick pass for Paquette, who's got it at the marker, and this is going to be a first down. Sits right at the sticks. Now they're out to the 42. Reno making some adjustments on first down, and there's going to be some movement. It looks like Roundtree moves. And that's going to be a false start against the offense. We are starting Tenard Smith at right guard as well today. He is a senior, so I wanted to give him a chance to start his final game at Williams-Brice. If he struggles, we will put Merriman in. There's a gain of 6 on first down. Now 2nd and 4. Montesoro up the middle. Bounces a little bit and picks up a first down. He's been a pretty solid change of pace back, even though he doesn't get as many carries as he did at the beginning of the season. Out to the 46 now. Wade Mann. Jet sweep to the right. And he tries to hurdle somebody in the ball. Luckily, he goes out of bounds, as that was Howie Coots with the forced fumble. 2nd and 4 now. It's a reverse. Getting the ball in Bennett's hands. He's been electric with it already today. And he spins for a first down. Mazio Bennett put it on a show so far in this one. Out to the 34 now. 1st and 10. A play action as Reno in the pocket. Throws it downfield into traffic. And luckily, this one isn't picked off. Reno's only 2nd completion of the day, as it's now 2nd and 10. They trust Mann on the ground as he runs into Rodriguez and picks up 6. The 10 for 56 start for Mann, and makes it now 3rd and 4. As Reno trying to set up a screen for the halfback, and he's got it. And Wade Mann will get out across the 20, out of bounds to the 18. Red zone trip again for South Carolina. Here's a pitch to Martino trying to get around the edge, but a nice pursuit by Nicholas Rodriguez to spin him down. And that was 3rd and 10. Reno drops back to throw, looks short for Mann. It's going to be short of the first down, but they'll settle for 3. And it's now a 24-0 lead for South Carolina. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here's a pitch out to the wide receiver, Davon Carmichael, the impact wide out. But this play's not going to count. It's going to be a holding on left guard, true sophomore J.R. Angel. So Missouri just cannot get out of the box here on offense. 2nd and 11 now. Glover with a nice pass to the left side. Beautiful route by the tight end, McCleskey, with his first catch. It's 27 yards. Puts Missouri in plus territory. 1st and 10, handoff to Boutte, who's had 13 carries already today, but only 36 yards to show for it. 2nd and 6 now as we're inside 5, as Glover will look left side, and that's a tough grab. But a nice catch nonetheless by Davon Carmichael. 2 catches, 21 yards for the impact wideout. Now to the 29 off play fake. Glover just looks short, and this one maybe gets 4 before spun out of bounds. 2nd and 6 now. They hand it off to Boutte, and he's going to bounce for a gain of 3. Now you get a big 3rd and 3. Empty set here for Missouri. South Carolina only brings 3, but Vincent Douglas is in the backfield, and Glover just throws this one away. Missouri will take the 3 as we go to the 2-minute warning, and South Carolina is driving now. Goal to go from the 9. And on the first play after the warning, it's a touchdown. Jason Paquette with it, his 5th touchdown of the season. And now South Carolina leads 31-3. Missouri does have 2 minutes, though, as they start this drive their own 10, but it's going to be a safety. Glover with no awareness in the pocket goes down, and Benonwuka gets to clap his hands. It's now 33-3. Still a minute to go in the first half, though, as South Carolina did win 3 and out. So Missouri will at least get a chance to get something going, and they're going to try to take advantage. There's a nice catch and run. They call their first time out with 45 seconds, and the nice play. Here's Carmichael getting loose in the secondary, and quickly, just like that, Missouri's inside the 10. Trying to get something positive going into the intermission, as here's another strike for Carmichael. Out of bounds at the 4. 2nd and goal now. Glover looks short, has a man, and that's a touchdown. And Missouri will at least find the end zone going into the break, as it is 33-10 at the halftime intermission. A 23-point lead for South Carolina. Hopefully this is enough cushion to not blow the lead in the second half like we've done a couple of times recently. We'll have to stick around and find out who wins the Battle of the Mayor's Cup. We get back to the action, and South Carolina starts off with the football up by 23 points at the half. It's been a great showing for the Gamecocks, specifically on defense and special teams. They've been a big part of this help, responsible for 16 of those points. Is on 1st and 10. Here's a bubble screen to Mazio Bennett, who has 2 punt return touchdowns and a receiving. So he's having a great senior day. But on 2nd and 5, Wade Mann goes backwards. Nice play by the impact linebacker Nicholas Rodriguez, who has flown around the field for Missouri today. Forces a punt, as Missouri will at least get the football back. So at least they forced a 3 and out. as they start with a 5-yard run from Silas Boutte. 2nd and 5, delayed bubble screen out wide, and this is going to work as it gets number 85 free for a first down. And Missouri out to the 46. They need points here. Bubble screen this time to the left for Carmichael. It's not going to have the same effect. He has 5 catches, 58 yards on the day. 2nd and 7 now, letting the play clock wind down. Glover to throw as he fires deep, and this one is caught in front of the corner, and it's going to be a nice completion. Glover out past 200 yards now, and they got Missouri in the red zone. A good first drive for the Tigers. 1st and 10, play fake going for it all, and they got it. Touchdown Tigers. It's a 19-yard completion to Davon Carmichael for his 3rd touchdown of the season. Missouri trying to go for 2 now to make this a 2-score game, and they will get it. 33-18 now your score. South Carolina leads by 15. 5 minutes to go left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 9. It's actually going to be 2nd and 14. Montesoro moves in the backfield, and this is not what you want to see out of South Carolina. 3rd and 9 now after an incompletion. Reno looks deep, has a man, and it's caught for Bennett for a touchdown. Mazio Bennett beats him deep and again finds the end zone. South Carolina firmly out in front now, 40-18 your score going into the 4th quarter. And for once, South Carolina doesn't seem like it's going to allow this one to go to the wire, which is nice to see. We built a 22-point lead in one frame. Surely we don't blow it here. Now, Missouri does start off 1st and goal from the 1 in the 4th quarter, but they start off going backwards as Vincent Douglas makes the TFL. So they're going to try it from the 4 in the gun. Glover faces a 3-man rush. All day to throw. No pressure. Somebody's got to get open, right? Wrong. Intercepted by Bryce Reeves in the end zone, and that seems like a dagger. Missouri's final chance to essentially put points on the board and make this competitive comes up empty. This would lead to a 46-yard try for Marquise Atokwe from right hash, and he would drill it. So South Carolina leads 43-18, and we're not done just yet. 2nd and 15 from their own 9. Glover is taking another safety. I don't know why he doesn't decide to throw it away. His pocket awareness this game has been absolutely terrible. And that's going to do it for this one. South Carolina wins 45-18. We get a blowout win for the first time since we faced an FCS school in week number 2 when we beat Wofford. So it's nice to get this dominant win. We get the Mayor's Cup, our 9th win in this little rivalry with Missouri. Wade Mann was your player of the game. He had 28 carries just because we run the ball so much in the 4th quarter. 197 yards for the sophomore. And, I mean, we didn't out-rush them or out-offense them by a ton, but the defensive special teams came up huge, responsible for, 20 of our points, if you count the 2 punts and the 2 safeties. A good performance. I thought the offense played well. They got points as well. The defense was the shining star as well as Mazio Bennett with 2 punt returns. I'm surprised Aiden Glover looked as bad as he did for Missouri. I thought he'd come in here and pass all over us, and he did put up pretty decent numbers. But his pocket awareness today was absolutely abysmal, taking 2 safeties. Can't take 1, let alone 2. We get some good news in the recruiting this week. Right guard Deron Zombo, a 4-star from Ellenwood, Georgia, will commit, and he wouldn't be the only right guard to commit. We also get Johnny Hogue from Florence, Alabama, to commit to the program. More recruits on the way. How about at right outside linebacker Juan Coxey from Clover, South Carolina, our first in-state commit, has joined. And then we get Devon Davis from Daleville, Virginia, a free safety. I'm excited for all 4 of these guys. We also get some players of the week. Obenenwuka gets it. I feel like it's been a while since I've said that. He used to win that award every week. I think he deserves it this time. And then Mazio Bennett gets offensive player. I'm glad he gets it, despite he only had 1 offensive touchdown. But he had 2 punt returns. I think he definitely deserves to get some awards. As far as the 4 recruits we got, Deron Zombo is a solid power right guard, and we are going to be losing a couple of linemen this year, specifically guardsmen are weak spots. I'm happy to get him and Johnny Hogue into the program. They will probably compete to see who will get the most earliest playing time. Hogue has better strength and better development, but I think Zombo is better all around. Juan Coxey's a guy I'm excited for, a power rusher at outside linebacker. He'll probably fit into the same role that Nate Lamb does, play close to the line of scrimmage, and maybe fill in for Obenenwuka because he's graduating as well. And then Devon Davis is a great safety that I like, can play center field, can play in the box, can cover. I think he should get early playing time as well. Now, we didn't get every recruit this week. We did lose out on George Hills, a right tackle from Sylvania, Georgia, who will head to the Miami Hurricanes, as well as tight end Jacques Grassud, who I did like a lot to potentially replace Jason Beckett down the road. He goes to Virginia Tech. Top stories, it was 2 versus 3 this week, and it was a classic in overtime. Auburn wins 52-50 against Arkansas. Temple loses to North Texas. That's big for the Group of 5 representative. Miami will face Syracuse this week in the ACC, and then Kansas climbs up the ranks by beating Colorado. Take a look at your Week 12 scores. Arkansas State gets back in the win column, but it might be a little bit too late for the Red Wolves. Eastern Michigan beats Ball State 35-10, and then FIU over Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers have just shot themselves out of contention, losing 2 straight. USF over UAB in the AAC, and then on Saturday we see Washington double up Northwestern, and then Miami squeak by Duke before their big clash against Syracuse. Fresno State doubles up Washington State in the Pac-12, and then we see Kennesaw State in the rankings. How about the Owls, for the first time in team history, have entered the top 25. Kansas State puts up 59 on Oklahoma State, and then Boise State in the Pac-12 over San Diego State. Clemson goes down to Georgia Tech, their rivals, so the Tigers no longer in the rankings thanks to their loss. And then Kansas up to number 7 now. The Jayhawks going to probably make the playoff unless they do something wrong. Utah State over Colorado State in the Pac-12 as well. Then Ohio State puts up 45 on Minnesota. Big win for the Buckeyes. Tulsa up to number 15. Watch out for the Golden Hurricanes as they beat Eastern Carolina. And then the game of the week, Auburn over Arkansas. It was 2 versus 3, and it was a classic with the Tigers now jumping up to the number 1 spot. Arizona State squeaks by Cincinnati in the Big 12, and then same thing, Charlotte squeaks by FAU in the AAC. Boston College, the ACC, barely beats Florida State. A lot of close games this week. Middle Tennessee State does blow out New Mexico State. However, Syracuse loses to Pittsburgh before their big matchup against Miami. Big loss for the Orange. Oklahoma beats Tennessee 38-30. The Volunteers now 6-5. We won't see them in the playoff this year. Rutgers beats Texas State. We see North Texas over Temple. Right now, the Mean Green are the highest-ranked Group of 5 team, but only by 1 spot over Tulsa. Wake Forest over Virginia Tech, and then we see App State get a win against Coastal Carolina. North Carolina loses to Virginia. The hot start of the Tar Heels seems to have come crashing down as they've lost 3 of their past 5. Oregon State stays undefeated, beating UTSA this week, and then we see UCLA drop to USC in the battle of disappointing Los Angeles schools. Navy over Memphis in the American. Louisville cracks the top 25 with the victory over SMU. Bowling Green as well. They get in. They're number 18. Look out for them down the stretch as they beat Miami, Ohio. Stanford over California in the big game. Central Michigan has also joined the ranks. They beat Akron, so a couple of MAC teams now in the top 25. Iowa gets a win against Michigan State in conference. Michigan destroys Maryland 42-3. The Terps have been pretty good this season. Florida now wins 2 straight. They improved to 2-9 as they beat Mississippi State. Texas beats their rivals in Texas A&M. Nebraska 45-7 over Purdue. The Cornhuskers are now in the top 25. Same with Wisconsin. They slaughter Louisiana Tech this week. UTEP squeaks by San Jose State in the Mountain West, and then Tulane blanks Rice 38-0. LSU beats Alabama by a point. Crimson Tide now will not make a bowl game. That's disappointing. Liberty over Sam Houston on the road. Air Force squeaks by North Illinois in the Mountain West. Utah to number 9 by beating Iowa State. And then UCF up to number 12 as they beat West Virginia. Ole Miss over UConn. We see Texas Tech lose to TCU 40-28. James Madison knocks off Old Dominion in a rivalry matchup. Penn State beats Oregon to climb to number 8. Southern Miss by 4 over Troy. We see Louisiana Monroe get smoked by their rival Louisiana. Baylor knocks off Houston. Indiana destroys Illinois. Arizona obliterates BYU. And then Georgia puts up 51 on Kentucky. Here are your players of the week. Quentin Taylor of Iowa State had 3 interceptions and 2 pick sixes, and they somehow still lost that game, while Forest Maryland had a ton of touchdowns. And in the SEC, we know it's the Gamecocks. Here's a look at your rankings. Auburn jumps to number 1 with their win as Notre Dame was idle this week. And we enter the top 25 again. We're up to number 17. So if it weren't for a couple of losses, we could still be in this thing. But again, look at all the Group of 5 schools in the top 25. There are 6 of them. They're all gunning for that representative spot in the playoff. And as of right now, it does go to North Texas. You can see Auburn is the 1 seed. They're technically not leading the SEC, so they don't get the first round bye, but this could still change a lot going into the final week of the season, which is, of course, rivalry week, so a lot of big games this week. Syracuse-Miami, a top 25s battle it out. Number 5, NC State goes to North Carolina. That could be a trap game. Georgia plays host to Georgia Tech, and then Rutgers plays host to Penn State. So a lot of chance for some shifting in the college football playoff. I don't think we will make it. I think we're just on the outside. But we still have a big game on the horizon as we take on Clemson, our rivals in the Palmetto Series. Last year, we finally knocked them off in our 4th try, and it took them missing a field goal at the end of the game to win that game. So it came down to the wire. This game is always tough, and we're going to have to play our A game if we want to beat Clemson again. They're known for their great offense. They have a good defense, and that usually spells doom for the Gamecocks if we can't stop the passing game. But I'm excited for this one. This is one of our best teams we've had despite the early season rockiness. It seems like we're starting to get on track, and we want to, of course, beat Clemson. If you don't beat the Tigers, then your season as a Gamecock coach can sometimes just be labeled as a disappointment no matter how many games you win. So hopefully we can get it done in the next episode. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.